Alright, Phoenix, you're welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 3 Part 5. So we're gonna continue blasting our way through Dr. Wily's castle. Dr. Wily betrayed us, and now you have to go through his castle and blow up the rest of his castle and blast through his defense forces so we can find Dr. Wily and find Gamma and stop him from using Gamma to rule the world with his, whatever his big plan with Gamma is. We know what his plan with Gamma is. He's gonna use Gamma as a thing to destroy the world, to destroy everyone that goes against him, so he could rule the world and keep us all in fear, so we could all buy his products, so we become rich or something like that, and then eventually become his consumer lemmings, pretty much. I don't know if that's what Dr. Wily's plan was, or if that ever was his plan at all. It's never really clear what Dr. Wily would ever really do once he rules the world. All we know is he wants to rule the world. That's it. That's all we know, is that he just wants to rule the world and probably keep it all for himself. Well, what would he do if he were to really rule the world? Maybe he would do something better with what we've already done with the world. But Mega Man doesn't care about any of that bureaucratic nonsense. All Mega Man ever cares about is just, you know, using his plasma shot, his arm cannon, to destroy Dr. Wily's robots and destroy stuff. I think Mega Man likes fighting against Dr. Wily. That might explain what the real reason why their Mega Man series has so many sequels. What would Mega Man be if Dr. Wily, didn't exist? Mega Man would be unemployed. He'd be without a job. He'd just have to live off. I don't know if he'd be eligible for disability money or not, because he's technically a robot. He's technically property and not a real person. I don't know if he would count for that or not. I don't know, from whatever kind of job Mega Man could get. Does Mega Man have any real skills other than, fighting bad guys and fighting evil robots? Does Mega Man have any real skills? That's unknown. What we do know is that he still has a pretty big arsenal of weapons, a full complete arsenal of weapons, helping you to take on all of Dr. Wily's defenses. And oh look, we're going after yet another familiar boss. Mega Man 3 is a game of rehash, alright, because we're about to take on another rehash. Remember, this guy from the first game, he's back and he's way more detailed than he was in the first game. It's, you guessed it, the Yellow Devil. And the Yellow Devil's looking at us, he's taunting us, he wants us to get destroyed by him, and he's like, you don't have a pause trick this time around. You can't just pause the game and make the game accumulate several hits when it's really one, which you saw that in my Mega Man 1 LP, that I did the pause trick. He's actually kind of easy this time around, because now once he forms on one side of the screen, you can see where the different pieces come out and form to the other side. It's really easy to jump and dodge the pieces. And his eye is his weak spot. His eye always appears in the same spot. It's really easy to hit with the hard knuckle, actually. So this version of the Yellow Devil, he's actually way easier than he was in Mega Man 1. If you're lucky, you can even get 2 hits on him. This is the easiest Yellow Devil there is. He's more detailed, but that seems to make him easier. Maybe that's just the case then. Maybe making something more detailed maybe actually makes it harder, is what this game would like to suggest. I don't know if that was implied, if that was intentional or not, but that's definitely what they've given us. So just fire another shot at him. Now he's going to start to form into like a splash wave, kind of like a surf, almost like it's surf and whatever Yellow Devil is made out of. Look at that, I shot you. I could shoot right through him. Yellow Devil is kind of a cheat in this game, but I guess he's kind of, he really wants revenge on us for what we did to him in the first game. He's also making fun of the fact that we don't have a pause trick this time around either. You can pause this game, but not with the select button like you could in the first Mega Man, which is how the pause trick worked. Capcom learned that was a flaw, and they learned to correct that for the sequels, but Yellow Devil is no more. That Yellow Devil, that yellow plasma boy, whatever he is, I like to think he's made out of Jell-O, or maybe even cheese, or something like some gooey cheese food, something like that. Of course, Mega Man wouldn't be able to eat any of that, because he's Mega Man, he's a robot. He's a robot, he probably doesn't have any use for human food. It'd probably destroy his circuits if we ate human food. Kind of like that episode of Robot Boy, when Robot Girl tricked Robot Boy into eating the ice cream, and then Robot Boy's creator had to take apart Robot Boy and get all the ice cream out of him. Yeah, it was, those kids, they always say the darnest things, they say and do the funniest things. Here's an E-Tank, or giving us another E-Tanks, we're never gonna run out of those, so you might as well make use of them. It's good to liberally use E-Tanks when you're in these levels, and you don't lose them when you game over, but you do have to start from the first Wily stage all over again if you game over in this game, unlike in the sequels or the subsequent games. So we're in another planetarium type place where it's just making everything go black out like in Quick Man stage of Mega Man 2. We could fix this easily by using our magnet weapon. well, we see Rush, we can't really use Rush in here because even Rush is navigate for the dark. So we'll have to use our magnet weapon, destroy that thing, and oh look, we could just jump over there and get that one up in there. Magnet weapon's also it's not a magnet beam, it's a magnet weapon. It actually is a pretty decent weapon in this game. It probably is one of the better weapons in this game, considering the fact that most of the weapons in this game suck. But even then, it's not useful against most enemies anyways. It's probably not useful at all against that thing that replaced the Mega Eye from the first game. We can't just shoot it anymore. We have to shoot it when its things are open and when its eyes are opened up. This almost reminds me a bit of something about a Blaster Master for the NES. Blaster Master is a really good game. I've never beat that game before. It's way too long of a game. There's no save feature at all. There's not even any passwords or anything like that. But again, they came out before most of the Mega Man games with passwords. The original Mega Man didn't even have any passwords. And then I think Blaster Master came out before any of the Mega Man games with passwords. And that game was made by Sunsoft, which is a critically acclaimed company and made games for the NES. It's Sunsoft. Yeah, Sunsoft games are earlier. The Batman game was made by Sunsoft, and they had some really good music and good graphics for the NES. This part's kind of freaky. It's almost like playing Frogger, but instead you have to jump on the platforms that are moving upwards and dodge the spikes. It's not exactly like Frogger, more like Ice Climbers or something like that. Or some arcade game or something. It could be like one of those arcade games, more arcade-like elements that we found in Mega Man. So we see there's those mystery things there, but we're still out of the Hard Man's weapons, so we can't get to them. But oh look! We're going to use the Bubble Man's weapon of this game, which is a tornado weapon, which is a really useless weapon, but it can do a lot of damage towards things that it's weak against, which this boss happens to be weak against it. It's the Cloud of Mega Man. Remember him from the first game? Looks like he's back in this game too. They really, man, I never realized how this game pretty much is just a rehash of Mega Man 1 and 2. It's like they just took Mega Man's 1 and 2 and mashed them into one game. They were desperate for ideas and they were coming out for Mega Man 3. They thought, well, we already made Mega Man 1, it was good. Made Mega Man 2 and we try to make it better. How do we make another game and it's even better? Why don't we just take what we did the first two games and merge them together and then we got this game? And yeah, maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's probably what they were thinking. Just merge the first two games together and perfect what was wrong with them, and yeah, now they got themselves a good game. I think that I'd say kudos to them, actually. They actually knew what was good. They actually knew what we liked in games and actually knew how to make them, make better games overall. This is my second favorite game in the Mega Man series overall. I'm sure I said that before. This is my second favorite Mega Man game. Mega Man 7 is actually my favorite one. That's actually a very unpopular entry in the series. It was on the SNES. It's the only classic Mega Man game that got a worldwide release on the SNES. That would include Mega Man Base too. Well, Mega Man Base didn't get a worldwide release on the SNES, but it only came out in Japan for the SNES way later in the SNES timeline. Yeah, because you know how Mega Man games love being on systems when they're way past their prime, right? I think we're going across another Mega Man thing, everything that was brought back from Mega Man 2. Well, it's actually technically Mega Man 1, but this game does it the same way Mega Man 2 did. The Boss Gauntlet. We're gonna go for all these capsules and gonna fight all the bosses, all the Robot Master bosses again. There's Needle Man. We could destroy him easy with a Gemini laser, but it requires careful, precise timing, so we know that the Gemini laser is really slow. Ooh, we got lucky there, got a lucky shot there, and a lucky shot there. The Gemini laser is really slow, and it's kind of a useless weapon most of the time, so I'm glad we don't have to use it a lot in this game. This could have been worse. This game could have forced us to use the Gemini laser to fight the final boss, kind of like how Mega Man 2 forced you to use the Bubble Man's weapon to fight the final boss. They could have done something like that game, but nah. Let's be all Capcom. They could be very, they could be very BS a lot of the time. Every Mega Man game has at least a few BS moments in it. What would a Mega Man game be if it had at least a couple BS moments? But at least they weren't that BS, so they made us use the worst, slowest weapon in the game as the final boss's only weakness. So Magnet Man's gone. Yeah, electricity is Magnet Man's weakness. What kind of logic is that? I don't know. It'd make more sense that wood would be his weakness, or some wood-type weapon would be his weakness, because wood is, or even rubber or something like that, it's an insulator to electricity. Some people claim they've seen screwdrivers with metal handles, which I've never seen those in real life because those are not supposed to exist. Gemini Man is gone, so pretty much all the Robot Masters have the same weaknesses that they had before. They might be a little more challenging this time around. I don't know if they've improved their AIs at all since last time, or if they're stronger. Hard Man seems to be stronger. I shot him a lot before the first time we saw him, and he actually went down pretty easy. Now he's actually taking a lot of hits. He's actually a lot stronger this time. He's a lot harder than he was the first time around, but he's not that hard overall. We still beat him easy. Hard Man's another good candidate for a first Robot Master if you don't have any other weapons or anything like that. He actually is pretty easy to beat with the standard plasma shot, the Mega Buster, whatever it's called. He's durable, but if you just stand there and just pummel him with shots, especially if you have a turbo controller like what I have, and I'm actually using a PS1 controller to play this, but I have it connected to my PC through a USB adapter, and I actually have it set up in my emulator as if I'm using a turbo controller. They recommend my emulator. I'm playing this on Nestopia. It actually recognizes this as my controller as like a turbo controller. So I could definitely use it to play this game with the turbo control so I can do rapid fire. And it actually does come in. I haven't used turbo as much in this game. I used it a lot in Mega Man 1 and 2. I probably will have to be using it in the subsequent games because of how much stuff there's going to be to blast at in those games. But I actually didn't use it that much in turbo in this game as much. The Top Man's gone now. Now it's next. Oh look, it's Shadow Man. We know how to beat Shadow Man easy, right? Simple. The worst weapon in the game is his weakness. The worst weapon in the game is weak against the best weapon in the game. Go figure. It's not that energy efficient either, that tornado weapon. It actually does use up a lot of energy if we use it. There's the Shock Man. Yeah, Shock Man. Shock the Shock Stick Man. His hands are made out of shock sticks. He probably provides those to mall cops so they can zap people and get arrested at malls. I saw a guy get arrested at the mall the other week. I don't know why though, but let's watch him getting arrested. And people stop and stare at him because it's the most entertainment they've had all week, or all month, possibly all year. Then again, people get arrested in my city all the time, so that's not really anything unique or anything out of the ordinary. But now we're going after Snake Man, and we know that Snake Man's weapon is needles, because, Snake would get killed if you jabbed a couple needles into him. But realistically speaking, snakes are actually kind of thin and fast, and actually wouldn't get hit that easily. So Snake Man's actually kind of unrealistic in that sense. If he really were Snake Man, he would be very thin and hard to kill if he really were like that. So now we destroyed all the bosses, we'll go give ourselves some refills. What needs to be refilled? Our magnet weapon is completely empty. So is our tornado weapon, but the Hard Man's weapon, we're going to be needing that for the final boss. Same with Tornado. Sorry, not Tornado. Why do I keep calling him Tornado Man? It's Top Man. But his weapon's a tornado, though. We're gonna be needing that for the final boss. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.